Okay, so welcome everyone to Enigma Trading Group's first video. It's going to be a forecast video what we're expecting to happen for the coming weeks ahead, or coming week ahead. And my name is Mark. I'll be going through gold today and seeing what I can see in the market and what we can potentially be looking at. So, first of all, I think what I'm going to do is go through the charts, see what I can see, and then I'll break it down for you guys nice and slowly so everyone can see what I'm looking at and how I got to the conclusion that I get to. Okay, so 70, 75. Right. Okay. So, all right. Um, let's see what happened here. So with gold, quite a lot of information to break down here. To be fair, but yeah. So let's have a quick look here. Right. First of all, 2075, huge psychological level, was almost hit by this candle right here. It was a little bit short by 50 pips or so. Okay, so a lot to uncover, a lot to unpack with current gold movement. So first of all, quite obvious straight away, this level right here of 2074, 2075. Um, as you can see here, twice a huge spike to the upside. What happened after a huge collapse to the downside? Again, what happened here? Huge spike to the upside. Kind of repeating the same pattern here almost, right? Obviously, it wasn't perfectly aligned, but we have to bear in mind the the market isn't perfect and it won't always perfectly align to it. Obviously, sometimes it will, but sometimes it won't. So we just have to give the information we're given with a bit of a grain of salt, basically. Okay, so that's one thing. Second bit, quite simply, this level right here on the monthly time frame, huge level here of monthly time frame. So 1, 2, 3, 4 was resistance. Sorry, yeah, was resistance. Got broken. Grabbed the liquidity up here. Went down, collapse. Next candle tried to go up. Bulls tried to bounce off this level. However, it didn't quite work, and they finished back down below. Right now, the next candle, the next monthly candle, current candle we're on right now is telling quite a lot of stories here. So it test that level perfectly. That's another one we're looking for. And as for targets that we can see, is we could see this entire move retrace to the downside before we potentially continue up to the upside and grabbing these two equals and grabbing their liquidity. So that's overall for the monthly. That's what we got so far. Now let's look down to the weekly time frame. So the weekly time frame, nice and simple. You can just see the very the finer details really from the monthly time frame over here. So the levels that we're seeing here, the repeated levels that we're seeing here, right here. So as you can see, how many times does this level get touched? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Obviously 12 broken, 13 retested. 13 times this level has some sort of reaction to the market. So, it's quite a major level that we need to be looking at here. Obviously, seems to be a lot of reaction around this level, so something we need to keep in mind. Also, you can see as well where I got that 1785 level right at the bottom, at the start of this move. Basically, I think well, the market's basically saying that we potentially retest the entire move. Okay, so moving down to the daily time frame. So the daily time frame here, all I did here was nice and simple, just marked out the daily band. So the previous 2 days, just marked out them bands, and obviously this significant low here on the left for gold, right? What we can see currently is market is trading in between that, and we're kind of in a consolidation state at the moment. Obviously, it's a higher time frame consolidation, but a consolidation nonetheless. So, what we can expect, obviously, is a break of this consolidation, and huge levels of volume will enter the market after consolidation is broken. Potentially, once this low is broken and finished below on the lower time frames, we could potentially see a spike to the downside all the way down to potentially 1860. Once 1860 is cleared, obviously we can take 1850 back, which obviously we rejected last time. Okay, so next up, so on the 4 hour time frame, yeah, so 4 hour time frame, nice and simple here. To be fair, 1 second, I'm just going to remove these on the 4 hour time frame so it just fits on the hour. And then, yeah, so yeah, be right back. Just speed run this so it doesn't take too long. Right, perfect. Okay, so what can we see in the 4-hour time frame? 4-hour time frame. Um, well, nice and easy. We see these two levels getting hit twice here. 1890, huge psychological level here on on the higher time frame in terms of area to look at. And what can we see here? So twice that we hit this level. So once here, where we tried to break it but failed to do so, and another one again, we did break it, we did pierce through it, however we finished right back below with a very huge wick to the downside there. Obviously it did finish bullish, however it still finished below this daily band that we have over here, and obviously huge just let me stop saying that. Yeah, just a big confirmation there when it comes to the price action that we are currently on. So what can we see here? So a huge spike to the downside. Consolidation, tried to dip below 1872, failed to do so. We got down to 1860, 1865, rejected 1865, pushed back up above, did finish above. Now bulls are trying to take control back. Huge bullish candle. However, try to go up, try to go down. Bulls and bears fighting over here. What can we hit? What can we see? This one, bulls almost regained their control, but quickly finished back down below, and that's exactly the same what's happening here. Finished below that daily band of. Let's see here. 1883, so finished below 1883, and looking potentially continue to the downside down to 1872 potentially. Right, okay, so in terms of this, I just marked out key areas that we are looking at, so and key points where market has tried to retest and tried to gain but failed to do so. So one here, 1890. Market tried to go above it, failed to do so here as well. Market tried to go below it, failed to do so. Huge spike to the upside, grab liquidity, finally being able to break that level of 1890 and 1883. Going back down to 1872, peaked, tried to reject it. However, there is still resistance formed here. As you can see, so resistance formed here. So market rejected that level, continued to the downside. However, not enough liquidity to the downside, so it has to not enough volume / liquidity to the upside to the downside. So what does the market have to do? Has to retest, consolidate, and then continue to collapse. That's what we're expecting right now. Obviously, we need to look further into it. So looking at the deeper analysis here. So let's just concentrate on this band right here. That's what I meant here. So 1890 was rejected once more. Tried to go down. Succeeded quite a bit. Break this level on the 1 hour time frame, but finished back up above it after 3 candles. After 3 candles, huge bullish spike to the huge bullish momentum. Right. That 1892. Right here, huge spike, but finished back down below. And again, price tries to retest at 1890, break down below. But now that we're below that 1883 level, we're currently still trading below that 1883 level. So something to keep an eye on. So potentially trying just to grab liquidity, grab that wick, and then continue to the downside, right? Plus, as you can see here, and in terms of Fibonacci on the hour time frame, okay, as an additional note as well, as you can see here on the 15-minute, if we extend this line right here, we are still trading above that, so we're just consolidating between this 1883 level to 1881 level. So what we're expecting potentially as well is a huge spike, right? A spike to the upside, breaking that, getting people on the wrong side of the market, and a continual bearish run to the downside, right? down to 1872 first. That's our first take profit, and trying to get down to 1862. After that 1862 is is broken, then we could potentially look even further down to 1850. But for now, I think we need to focus on that time frame, on this current 1 hour, well, the intraday time frame in terms of this. So we're looking at 1872 as our targets for now. Where this could retrace to, we have a few levels up here of 1884, right? And potentially do a full retracement down up to 1890 before pushing back down. So yeah, it just obviously depends on the market structure at the current time, but overall, we are seeing some bearish moves to the downside here. Okay, as for that, so that is my analysis on gold. I hope you guys can take something from this and hopefully learn something from this rather than... I'm not expecting anyone to just copy the trades or anything like that. That's not the point of the forecast. The point of the forecast is to show you my analysis, to show you my breakdown, and try to break it down as simplified as I can, and potentially, yeah, get little nuggets of gems and stuff like that in there. So yeah.